Good morning. It's Tuesday, about a little after 8, almost 9 probably. I just came out to feed our bottle BB her second breakfast. So I just wanted to make a relatively quick update here on what's been going on. I don't have a ton of video from yesterday. It's all blending together. So we had another bad day yesterday. It's really disappointing and upsetting. I mean, this situation is devastating to me. I laid in bed this morning thinking, like, if I don't get out of bed, I don't have to face the reality of what this lambing season has become. And that is really tough. It's really tough. And I hate that this event was the thing that I was like, I am going to be better about social media. And now I feel like I'm in this situation where I don't want to share anything. I never wanted to share any of this because I think I'm good at anything. Let's be clear about that. You know, like, we're just out here, I say this all the time, hoping for the best. We're, you know, like, and this season we couldn't have anticipated the 1 million small changes about moving to a new farm, that these changes could have an impact in this way, and that it's really super hard. So yesterday morning we had a ewe who she passed her mucus plug, and so I brought her in and penned her up. And did an internal because, again, first thing in the morning, you don't know if she's been like that since midnight or, you know, since 4:30, right? Like, you know, you just don't know. So we checked, but she was still not very dilated at all. I could only get a couple fingers in. So, and it's always striking this balance between, like, patience and knowing when what you're having is an emergency. And it's kind of like, you know, we had a ewe with twins the other day, our number 4 lambers, or lambing group. And, you know, she just really needed a lot of patience. She was slow, and I called the vet. Like, the vet was out here twice that day. And including, like, a time where she arrived, you know, 3 minutes after I pulled the lambs out alive. So, you know, I feel like a jerk all the time calling these vets, and, like, for something like that where I should have just watched and waited. So I thought this was a similar situation. Her birthing fluids at first looked okay, you know, like that of a healthy lambing. And anyway, I gave her all day, and she seemed like she was progressing. She wasn't acting normal by any means, but this season has shown us that, like, these behaviors could mean something's horribly wrong, or it could mean that nothing's wrong and she's just taking her time, and you have no way of knowing the difference, Trisha. So just, like, give up. We called the vet, and she came out, and the reason I couldn't feel anything is because there was a dead lamb with its head down. So it was just like this soft, or, you know, the flat top of its head in the way. And then she pulled 2 enormous dead lambs out of this little ewe. This is like the theme of the season. Like, and these particular lambs had been dead a while, a couple days, a day, 2 days, somewhere in that area. They weren't quite as gross as the lambs that the other vet pulled out over the weekend. So yeah, I don't know what is going on here. If they're, if the ewes aren't going into labor when they're supposed to. I think, like, fortunately, all 3 of the vets in the practice have been out here now. And I know they're talking to each other about what's going on here. So hopefully we can kind of get to the bottom of it, or at least narrow down, but we definitely will be making some changes for 2024-2025 season. The problem is that we can make a bunch of changes, but we won't know what was the thing, or, yeah, it's really tough. This season definitely has me rethinking this endeavor. I love the sheep. I love working with animals. I love working outside. I love it. But this, where I'm personally responsible for so much disastrous outcomes. And I know, whatever, I'm not really personally responsible, but it's super tough. So to top it off, our sheep Charlotte, who's kind of one of my faves, she lambed successfully outside on the patio where we couldn't see her on camera. So just like between checks, like we saw her at 4 or between 4 and 5, we were out here, and no signs of lambing. And then a few hours later, she has lambed successfully, but the lamb is dead. Clean, dry, dead. So either the lamb came out dead and she cleaned it anyway because that's what they do, or it came out alive and then died of something. Yeah, and it was just like, I wrote about this on the blog, but the other ones, the dead lambs that need the vet to pull, that need major intervention, those are awful. They're devastating. But this, if our timing had been maybe better, we maybe could have, cleaned that. I don't know. It just is it's really sad. It's really hard. I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that this is what's getting me after everything that's happened. So yeah. So we are now, I don't know how many days in, but 13 ewes have lambed. And we have 17 to go. And there's no reason to expect any different of what's going on. And it fucking sucks to have to record an update like this. It's awful. So I just did chores. I'm not going to film any updates on everybody who's thriving right now. I'll have to do that when I'm in a better mood and when my camera has more charge. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Hey, it's Tuesday around lunchtime. I just came out to feed the baby. She already ate. I didn't get any video, but we've got a very sleepy crew here, and I'm going to see if I can get some film before. There's no such thing as film anymore. Trisha, stop saying it. I'm going to see if I can get some video of them for you. Okay, so this ewe right here, she's our little ewe who had the dead twins last night that the vet came and pulled. She's not a big animal. She's one of our smaller gals. She had 20 pounds of lambs inside her, which I suppose would be fine if they were triplets. But twins were just too big. So anyway, she's actually looking pretty bright. I mean, she's resting right now, but I've been keeping an eye on her on camera. And she's been up and down and eating and drinking and looking pretty good. Hopefully tonight she can get another dose of antibiotics, and then we can put her out with the rest of the group. Put the blue dot on her, get her tags in. Okay. Oh, I should take these off. This is editing, Trisha. Sitting at my desk. This is my home office where I do my real job too. So in watching these videos from the Lamb Storm days, I don't think that I did a great job of, number one, like circling back to some of the horror stories to tell you what the final outcomes were. And I also did not focus enough on the sort of small wins that we had during this time. This whole season has been extremely hard, very emotional, very frustrating. And it's in my nature to dwell on that. And when I looked at the bright side then, as I do now, I think like, okay, yeah, we had some lambs, but we also had huge losses. When I look back at this season, that's what I'm going to remember. And that is what that's what is conveyed in this, in the vlog for these days. The ewe who had this super difficult lambing, where I shared that the vet had to take the lambs apart to get them out. She has made a full recovery. I realized I never went back. The last time you see her in the vlog, she's looking like death warmed over, but she has made a full recovery and she's out with the rest of the ewes living her life. I can't think of, I haven't talked at all. I don't talk at all about this sort of successful births. And I hope I do, or in, footage that you haven't seen yet. Apparently the vlog for lambing season has really only captured the disasters. And I wanted to be clear that there are bright spots here, but in the moment, it's the emergencies and the disasters that get your attention. So that is what's on my mind. That's what I'm talking about when I'm filming, recording. Anyway, I don't know if these are, I don't know how entertaining it is to watch me go through this, but it is the reality of it. So I thought I'd share. Future Trisha, now, I look back at some of these and I see places where I made mistakes and places where I didn't. Places where I didn't have another option. And I also see how much I learned over this season. Having a team of experienced vets here almost every day has given me a really good opportunity to learn a lot. And I think that from where I'm sitting now, 2 weeks later, I would have handled these situations differently. I would have been better equipped to handle it. But like I said, I didn't say this. I haven't said this yet, but I am going to say that this is how I pay my tuition in learning about farming. Every hard day like this, every loss we have is how I pay my tuition. Everything that happens is a learning process. And so if you can't find any other bright spots in these videos, just keep in mind that I learned a lot. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled program.